Hello. So, this is going to be different than my last video, which was forever ago. I have very much, been very dead for a while. So, right now, I have been very into the, what is it called? I wouldn't say fandom of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. For those of you that don't know, it was actually a parody of Daredevil. I also very much love Daredevil, but that's not the theme of this video. This video is going to be about the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, the episode Same as It Never Was. The reason behind this is because it is such a heart-wrenching episode with zero payoff of any kind on the afterwards. And I kind of want to explain my thoughts on it and how it's a really good episode. So if you have not seen this episode, I would recommend you watch it. There will be spoilers for it and other things to happen in the series 2003 Tmnt. So I recommend you check that out first, but if you don't mind, then let's get started. I'm going to start this out by explaining the episode. So the episode starts out in the lair. We have, I believe it's a 6-parter. So there is different perspectives on this one event based off each different turtles, what they're doing during that time. In this episode, we focus on Donatello, but all the other people get sent to different Earths, like Raphael gets sent to a racing Earth, Michelangelo gets sent to a superhero world, and Leonardo gets sent to Yasagi's Earth. The one that sends them to all these different places is the ultimate Draco, which is a combination of the Daimyo-san and Draco, which is something that happens earlier in the series after they fell through a portal and they got the Time Scepter, which is a very powerful item in the TMNT franchise, which he sends them to the different Earths. Donatello's Earth that he gets sent to is an alternate apocalyptic universe if he disappeared, and it takes place around 30 years in the future. In that Earth, Donatello disappeared and his brothers are all very broken and very distant. Michelangelo lost his arm and is fighting with the Resistance. Leonardo and Raphael are on really bad terms after Splinter's death. Raphael lost an eye and Leonardo is blind. After finding this out, Donatello is trying to get his brothers to all work together so they could finally destroy Shredder and make the world back to how it used to be. His plan does work, but it also leads to the death of all of his brothers. And he does seem a little distraught during this, and even in the next episode, briefly, when he reunites with his actual brothers, he has this very excited moment where he rushes up to them and hugs them, saying, "Mikey, you have both your arms," and Raph has his eye. He's definitely very happy and very relieved about all this, but that's basically the extent of it. They never explain this further anywhere else. That is very crazy because the events of this episode were just so dark. Mikey was very dark and very distant. He was definitely mad at Donatello and blaming him for leaving. I believe he showed Splinter's grave out of spite and anger for leaving, because Mikey definitely isn't really comprehending that this isn't his brother, even though he is younger. That was thought about or said by Baxter Stockman during the episode. He commented on how he hasn't aged, but his brothers never did, so I'm not sure if they ever knew that this wasn't actually their Donatello. But Donnie also never said anything about being from a different universe. This episode was a lot, and it drives me nuts that they never did anything with the aftermath of this episode. Donatello had no repercussions, which is not uncommon. There's been other instances in the show where things have happened to Donnie and he just ignores it and it never comes back up again, which I think is kind of wild because there's a lot of story that they could have used with a bunch of these storylines with Donatello specifically. They have done an arc with Donatello once through a traumatic event, but it did not last long, and that was in the Back to the Sewers. Leonardo has the most arcs, and I think it would have been really cool if they did something similar to Leonardo's arc in this show, because Donatello had plenty of situations where it would have worked with his character and worked with the story, and it just would have been really nice to see how he was going through it, because it is very traumatic to watch your family die, and he is, in his mind, most likely the cause of it. It's very easy to see how anyone could assume that, because he is the one that came up with the plan and his brothers went along with it, leading to their death. And so that would have been really fun to watch him struggle with that, to see the anger on Michelangelo when he's around you. He was not thrilled to be around Donatello, actively blaming him for things that this version didn't have any fault for. The original script had him taxidermied, which I'm so glad it didn't do. But things like that, because they have no idea what happened to Donatello, it's a complete mystery. And that could have led to Donatello getting worried that he would disappear one day, and to him looking for ways to avoid it, or a worry or a fear that you would have to overcome. I think it's just a missed opportunity to do more with such a great story. It was a waste. I really liked this episode. It was really good. I don't have any problems with it, other than it didn't have a good post point. I wish they did more story, or they did just something with it, acknowledged it, but they never really do that with anything that doesn't revolve about Leonardo, because he is the main character. You have to remember that he is the main one. There's always a main, even in a group setting, and it's usually always the leader. And because they have a cast of 4 main characters, it's kind of hard to do so much with arc-wise with all those main characters. And so Leonardo does come first. I just wish they did more with the other characters, at least. I am very happy about how this episode was. I just wish there was more aftermath towards it. That way it gave it more of a point. But yeah, that's basically all my thoughts on this. Please let me know what you think. Also, hope you like my art. I'm not an artist. I would never claim to be one, but I just made a little speed paint of Donnie that I hope you really enjoy. And yeah, hope to see you soon. Bye.